Carrad Springs stinks. Not a human stink of waste and rot, but a chemical offence against the senses, the bad egg stench of sulphur, combined with sharper aromas fit for turning eyes red and stripping the lining from your nose.
You see now where the trail detours so far, to approach from the west with the prevailing wind,
Leisha said.
Why would anyone live here?
Sonny asked. A fair question. True enough, water had become a rarity as we trekked north into the wasteland, but the stuff that bubbled up in Carrad Springs could surely not be potable. It had risen hot and steaming from the earth's bowels, and smelled like it. The settlement, 7 shacks and 2 storage barns, clustered on a rise to the west, a spot where the breeze would offer a clean lungful. If there ever was any breeze. The buildings looked frost-rimed, but drawing closer you could see it for what it was. Salt, caked to the wood, bearding the eaves. We passed the first barn, doors wide, mounds of salt on display, like grain heaped from the harvest, some piles white, some grey, at the back rusty orange, and to the left side smaller heaps of a deep but faint blue. Borky had to be encouraged with a stick. None of the animals wanted to be here. They licked their muzzles, spat and licked again. I could taste it on my lips too, like the salt spray off the ocean, but sharper and more penetrating. My hands felt dry, as if the skin on them had died and gone to parchment. We tied the horses, and Leisha led us to one of the smallest shacks. I had taken it to be a privy. A handful of residents watched us from their doorways, all of them veiled, salt crusted on the cloth where they drew breath. One had a huge goiter that wrapped his neck in throttling folds of mottled flesh. At the shack, Leisha knocked and entered. Sonny and I stood by the doorway peering into the gloom. It seemed unlikely we would all fit inside.
Leisha!
A figure, seated in the far corner, nodding to her.
Toltec?
She crouched before him. Toltec watched her with bright eyes over the top of his veil. He worked the mortar and pestle in his hands all the while, grinding away.
You're going back in?
He didn't sound surprised.
3 of us, with 3 beasts. We'll need pills for a week.
A week is a long time in the Iberico.
Toltec glanced to me, then to Sonny.
An hour can be a long time there.
If it takes us an hour, we'll be there an hour,
Leisha said. Toltec put down his pestle and reached across to a low shelf. He picked up a bowl filled with small wraps of greased paper, tightly bound. Scars ran along his hand, the same molten scars that covered Leisha.
Take one at sunrise, one at sunset. Swallow them in the paper if you can. The salt steals any moisture in the air and dissolves in it, so this will not last long anywhere damp. Take 100, 5 silver.
The right salts helped keep out the sickness caused by the echoes of the builder's fire. Nobody knew why. The required salts could be separated from the waters of Carrad Springs with sufficient expertise. 5 pieces of silver seemed a small price to pay. I counted out the coins, one stamped with my grandfather's head, and passed them in to Leisha. Toltec started to count salt pills into a cotton bag.
If you find anything in the hills, even if it's just broken pieces, bring it to me. I might give you your silver back.
What have you had from the Iberico before, Master Toltec?
I asked.
I'm something of a collector myself.
I leaned a little way in through the entrance. Beneath the salt's astringency, the smell of sickness caught at me.
Small things.
He pointed at 2 short bottles of green glass on the shelf where the bowl had rested. Beside them a tray covered with pieces of fractured plastique in many colours and shapes. From behind him, he took a great cog of silvery metal, stained with age. It looked like an enormous cousin to one of the minute pieces from inside the watch in my baggage.
Nothing of great consequence. The best I sell on.
And do you know about the builders, Master Toltec? Do you learn their secrets as you sift through their leavings?
I asked.
I know only what all of us here know about the builders, what our fathers knew.